All right, I've got a summary for book 4 here of Parzival by Wolfram von Eschenbach. One of the things I didn't say in the last time, I'll add, it's very important. Gurnemanz, which is Parzival's instructor, gives him some advice. The most important two pieces of advice that he gives him are not to ask too many questions. This is going to come back. Okay, this is going to be important. And number two, to grant mercy to people that ask it if in battle. All right, and he does instruct him in how to relate to women and whatnot. But those are the two most important pieces of advice. Gurnemanz also tells him that his sons have all been slain. Gurnemanz is full of grief, and Parzival's departure is going to cause him further grief because he's come to regard Parzival almost as a son. And Gurnemanz has a daughter named let's see, what was her name? Liaze, Liaze, who very much cares for Parzival, and Parzival is also attracted to her. And then he departs. So book 4 opens up. Parzival's departed. He rides off a knight, but his thoughts are upon Gurnemanz's daughter. He comes upon a besieged city here, the city of Pel-Rapierre. Okay, this city King Tampentier has given to his daughter, Queen Condwemers, and this city is being besieged by King Clamide, who is the king of Brandigan, and his seneschal, Kingrun. They've kind of laid waste to the kingdom here. Turns out that this queen, I can't even say these names. Condwemers is Gurnemanz's niece. Her mother is Gurnemanz's sister. So here we have the man that's instructed Parzival. He's come upon the man's niece. And her love, Shentelfleurs, which was Gurnemanz's son, was killed by this King Clamide. Clamide wants this woman for his wife. She's absolutely horrified by this. Parzival decides he's going to ride out and fight these guys. So he goes out and he defeats Kingrun, which is the seneschal of this King Clamide, in combat. The man asks for mercy, so he sends him off to Arthur's court to accept his surrender. The queen says that she's never going to become the wife of any man on this earth except him whom I hold in my arms, and she's holding Parzival. So she's, given her heart to Parzival. She actually believes that Parzival's her husband, so she puts her hair up, which is a sign of women at this time. Wearing your hair up meant that you were married. This King Clamide is still intent on taking Condwemers as his wife. But under Parzival, these lands and defenses have been improved. The peasants actually kind of take up and help defeat Clamide's forces. One of the things here that's improved these fortifications is Greek fire. They end up burning all the siege towers. There's a line here on page 87 and page 88. I've got it marked here. Let me look what I wrote. So I'm not sure why I put this here, but it says that Clamide launched his attack against them, and after Kingrun's defeat, rather along with their positions, heathen wildfire, okay, this is Greek fire, has come into the land. The outer army siege engines were burned down. Their scaling towers, their mangonels, all that had rolled there on wheels, their hedgehogs, their carts aimed into the moat, all of these the fire knew well how to erase from the page. So Parzival has knowledge of this fire. It says, Kingrun the seneschal arrived in the land of Britain and found King Arthur, and he surrenders, saying that Parzival sent him. He actually surrenders to the Lady Cunaware as directed, because this is the woman that was beaten by Kay at the beginning of Parzival's journey. So he's sending them, all these people are going to end up surrendering to this woman who's been dishonored. So, yeah, I don't know what I thought was hilarious. Oh well. So we'll leave that there. All right, this King Clemede is defeated in single combat with Parzival, and he asks for mercy, so Parzival sends this guy off to Arthur's court as well so that he can surrender, and Parzival is now the king of this kingdom of Pel-Rapierre. But he doesn't stick around. Parzival's like, I'm going to go and see what my mother is up to, what's become of my mother. Okay, this is on page 94. So for all intents and purposes, Parzival is now married to Gurnemance's niece, who is the queen of Pel-Rapierre. And she doesn't want to see him go, but he doesn't want to stick around. And there's a note here about Arthur's court. They're very impressed that this Red Knight, they're sad that the Red Knight is dead, because it's Uther Pendragon's nephew. It's Arthur's family. But the manly deeds that Parzival is performing and sending this King Clemede and his seneschal, both defeated in single combat and sent to Arthur's court, they're like, truly, this man is a great knight. Like, this guy is awesome. Because this King Clemede has actually slain several of Arthur's knights, and he comes and he asks mercy of Arthur's court, and Arthur grants it. So it's, Parzival's making a name for himself, but he wants to know what happened to his mom. So he's going to leave his queen behind, and he's going to ride off on adventures that we will continue in book number 5, because this is where we're going to finally meet the Fisher King, and the Grail is going to enter into the story. Thanks for watching.